learner. My name is Sarah. I hope everyone is coping and trying to get through this time, this COVID-19 mess that we're going through right now. Me personally, I'm at home and I have been catching up on a lot of YouTube and Netflix and research, general things that I would not have, I wouldn't have made time for when I was, going to work and stuff every day and leaving the house and stuff. So on my surfing of the net, I was looking at some topics, and one of them that jumped out at me, which I didn't really think of, but I should have thought about, was children and exercise at this time. I didn't really think of it. Like, children are home and they're on the computers all day because they're on Zoom and Google Classroom, and they're not getting the interaction and the activity that they would normally have gotten when they were going to school every day. So I was thinking, this is a good idea. This is a good topic to have a conversation about. And then I had to think, who would I get to have a conversation about exercise with? Who could I have that conversation with? And then I thought, Mr. Dwayne Francis, because he is a PE teacher. He's a primary school teacher, but right now he's teaching physical education. So I said, he's the person to talk to. So I'd like you to welcome Mr. Dwayne Francis. How are you, Dwayne?
I'm well. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing?
I'm here and I'm trying. I think that's what everybody's trying to do, just here and trying.
Exactly. Everybody's trying.
Yeah. So children are at home. They're in front of their computer for a good part of the day. They're not able to go out because of COVID-19 and the lockdowns and different things like that there. What is the importance, then, you would say, of exercise for children at this time?
Okay, at this time, children are in front of their computers. They're doing the work. As you said, they can't go outside. And the stress builds, especially for those children who are in class 3 and class 4, the class 4s especially, as they're preparing for common entrance exam. So they're under a lot of pressure. Yeah. They're constantly doing work, and they need some way of relieving the stress as they are studying all the time. Exercise is a good stress reliever. Yeah. So and the thing is, you don't even have to go and do a full workout. You can just take a walk, go down the stairs and walk back up, do a couple of jumping jacks, anything that will break the monotony of studying all the time, at the same time improving your health. So it's very important for them at this time.
Okay. Well, I have a daughter that's very into video games, so I want for her sake, I need to ask the question. There's always a plus side and there's always a negative side to everything. So what do you think were the possible negatives and positives with things like video games and like the classic indoor games like checkers and Monopoly and Scrabble and stuff?
Okay, so the indoor games, checkers, Monopoly, Scrabble, and the video games, they have their pluses as they stimulate the mind. Because for most of these games, you have to develop some level of strategy. Some sort of strategy has to be developed in order to win. So you're stimulating the mind. But we want to stimulate the body. Don't get me wrong, video games are good. Develop strategies and whatnot.
But you want to stimulate
the body. You want to stimulate the body. You don't get to stimulate the body while you're sitting down in front of a computer or Xbox or PlayStation. And in some cases, video games now would add to the stress that you've already been under for the entire day doing the schoolwork. Because what happens when you hit a stage that you can't get past? What happens when your strategy to get past a certain stage fails? Then you put yourself under pressure, you start to fret, you get upset, you get angry, you get frustrated. True. Exercising now, going outside, just walking around, just moving, that doesn't require as much brain power as playing a video game or doing schoolwork. That's something that is natural. So you go outside, you exercise, you walk around, you jump up and down, you run up a flight of stairs, you do something active, and you find that you feel good after.
Okay, well, you say do something active. So let's get to the whole meat of the matter. Give us some fun ideas, like for exercise that a child can do, because we're still kind of quarantined and locked down in a sense, that they can do like in a small space, like say their living room or a hall maybe, or like a porch.
Okay, well, right now, for me, as a PE teacher, I do my physical education lessons online. So I meet with the children from the various classes, and we go over what would be the exercises that we would have done at school.
Okay.
At least our warm-up routine for school. And I add a little or take away something from it each time, so that it's different. It's never the same.
Change it up.
If YouTube has exercise videos. There's something called Kids Daily that does great exercise videos. But outside of the exercise, Kids Daily, yeah. Well, it's Kids Daily Exercise. I just call it Kids Daily because Kids Daily Exercise, that's just short for it. Cool. Yeah. But if you want to get away from the actual cardio and jumping around and jumping jacks and stuff, there's simple little exercises that you can do, and it doesn't run up and down a set of stairs. I found a game the other day. I call it sock ball. And it takes a bucket, and you put a roll of sock into a ball, and two socks, you put them together into a ball, and then you take shots into the bucket, and you step back further each time. Each time you go, you step back further. The person who misses has to do 5 jumping jacks.
Wow.
Or 5 sit-ups. Sometimes you may just have to do 5 claps, and then you have to start over again. So it's basically a race. You could race with a sibling, and if you are only child, you're basically racing by yourself. You time yourself to see how fast you can get you can get the socks into the bucket, or how fast you could get to the end, because you start close and you step back until you get to another point. It don't have to be anything strenuous or hard for exercise. A while back, my wife and I had a balloon outside, and we were bouncing it back and forth, like if you were playing volleyball. So it was just moving back and forth. It's just a matter of moving. You have to move. Yeah. And if you pay attention really to past common entrance, those who achieve high scores in common entrance, you pay close attention to them, you would see that they had some form of physical activity going on during the time they're preparing. I mean, now it's kind of difficult. The pools are closed, the tracks are closed, everything is closed, so you can't train. But if you are doing something at home to keep the body stimulated, then you find that you do better. There's the saying, fit in body, fit in mind.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it applies.
It's true. So it's just get moving. I like the sock and bucket game, because then you could, depending on the age of the child, you could increase. So you could do the clap hands for some children, get them to count. So that would, counting, and if a more fit child or a child that's capable, you could do the same burpees or something like that there too, or jumping jacks. I really like that one. That's a good one.
It's just a fun activity.
Yeah.
And if you want to have a variation to the same game, instead of keeping the bucket upright, you put the bucket down flat you put the bucket down, that they kick the sock into the bucket, and the same concept applies. So there, one end you're learning to shoot, the other end you're learning how to kick. And the likelihood of that sock hitting a vase or a pitcher and knocking it down is slim to none. So it can be done indoors.
Good. Yeah, that's true. All right. So how often should children really be exercising? On a week? How often? How many times a week a child, and for how long should a child be exercising?
Well, honestly, every day, and during the school term, children exercise every day. Yeah. They have PE once a week, but they go to a recess every day on the playground. So every day you should really exercise, but at least twice a week. Children should exercise. Should take serious exercise.
How about rest? How important is rest and a good diet? Because you're at home and you're eating all kind of foolishness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're going to put me in the hot seat when it comes to good diet. Okay. So I'm going to be honest. Good diet goes out the window when you are home. I'm sorry, because and for children especially, it definitely goes out the window, because they're home and snacks are readily available to them. And I mean, if you go to the refrigerator and you see an apple and you also see ice cream, chances are you going to want ice cream. And more than likely, you're going to have some ice cream. You may eat the apple during the course of the day, or you may have the apple and ice cream. I've seen some strange combinations. But that is extremely important. You have to watch how you eat. And because you're home, you're going to eat more. When children are at school especially, they have specific times for eating. You eat at about 10:30, and then you eat again at midday. And any time after 3 o'clock is when they would eat with and that time you're in parents' care. So you will get whatever snack parents provide. Home now, you get up, you go to the kitchen, you have breakfast, then at around 9:30, and I'm speaking from within my home, you hear, can I have a snack? But I just gave you breakfast, but I'm still hungry. So to stop the whining, and because they're about to start class, you don't want them to go to class upset. I mean, it's online class, but you don't want them. You want them to focus on their work and not focus on food. You say, okay, get something small, just make a biscuit or something. So they have their biscuit, some sort of sweet biscuit or something that might be there, and then during the midst of class, I'm still hungry. And that's just how it's because they know it's there, so they'll be just eating all the time.
So a suggestion would be to, you know how you say the ice cream and the apple. I mean, yes, you have like a treat there, but you need to, as a parents and stuff, you would say, well, they need to try and create like healthier like little snacks, like
That's easier said than done.
Let's do the balance of more healthy snacks.
Okay, so let's take it from this perspective.
Yes,
a lot of parents have gone back out to work. A few of them have gone back out to work. Some were working from home, but some have gone back out to work. So now you find that the children are with grandparents or aunties or uncles or whatever the case may be. The what we call the less strict parental control. So you go by Granny and you say, Granny, I'm hungry. Granny is going to give their little baby whatever they want. Because that's Granny's job. Granny's jobs are to spoil. You can fight me on it, but a grandmother or grandfather's job is to spoil that child. When I become a grandparent, I'm going to spoil my grandchildren. That's my job. Right, that's my job. So they may not have the same rigid structure that they would have at home under mommy and daddy's care. So that's where the snacking comes in. But there's nothing wrong with a snack as long as the child gets up and does something active after.
So I guess
if you're eating and you're not moving, then that's where the problem starts.
True. So I'm hearing in terms of the diet, we hit the diet hard. Rest, you said, is important, but with the diet, I'm from what you're saying and stuff, I'm drawing out that it's everything in moderation and within reason.
Yes.
And the exercise
everything.
Is a necessity. Yeah?
Exercise is a necessity. Yeah. Everything else in moderation and within reason. Yeah. And rest is extremely important, especially for those who are studying. It is very important that they get their rest. The body needs time to recover. And that's what rest is, recovery time. Yeah. And if you are working constantly and you're not sleeping, then you're not giving your body time to recover, and it will eventually break down. And that is what we don't want. We don't want the body to break down because that defeats the whole purpose of everything else.
Yeah. So we'll sum it up here that exercise is extremely important. Rest is vital. And the diet part for young children, because they are growing and maturing, is within reason and moderation.
Exactly.
Dwayne, I want to thank you though. This was informative and it was nice. I enjoyed this. Okay, and I appreciate you having this chat with me. And I want to thank everyone out there for watching. And you can follow me on Instagram at Tiny Counsellors Corner. And stay tuned for more in Counsellors Corner. Bye.